Hi YouTube, this is a request from my good friend Scooby-Doo9608, aka Brandon Johnson. He told me to review The Lion King. Today is officially the 19th year that The Lion King has been released, and back in 2010, I believe it was, 2010? No, it was 2011. I bought this, the Platinum Edition for The Lion King, and this is one of my favorite movies of all time. My favorite Disney movies of all time, Lion King's definitely one of them, along with Pirates of the Caribbean, Aladdin, Tangled. Yes, I like Tangled, this movie about a princess. Quote Eric Virthaler, no, I'm not gay, but the actress in there is really good, Mandy Moore. But this movie was amazing. This movie has great... What's great about this movie? The voice actors. I like James Earl Jones, who voiced Darth Vader. Hold on. And if they re-release this to theaters, I will definitely go see it in 3D if they do it next year for the 20th anniversary. I'll definitely probably try to go check it out. I like Matthew Broderick as adult Simba, James Earl Jones as Mufasa, and I'm a big Jeremy Irons fan. For Scar, I liked him too. I liked almost all of them. I like Rowan Atkinson as Zazu. I like I like the hyenas because they're funny. And I like the songs like Be Prepared. I like the song Be Prepared. I like Hakuna Matata. Those are my two favorite songs for that. I like the song In the Jungle, the Mighty Jungle, the Lion Sleeps Tonight, and I like that. I like all these songs. All these songs were just great. Like, hold on. I'm gonna get to discussion in a minute. I like the Circle of Life too. Alright, here we go. Here we go to discussion. So first starts off with the song Circle of Life, and then Mufasa hugs Rafiki, and then Rafiki holds up Simba and everyone celebrates, and then later the sun came out, and then it was years later Mufasa takes young Simba to go look at the circle of the sun. Mufasa runs off because there were hyenas in the Pride Lands, and then Simba wanted to come, but he wasn't allowed to, but then he went to go talk to Scar about it, so he talked to Scar, and then Scar mentioned Elephant Graveyard, so that got Simba all really tempted to go, so he ran with Nala, and then they all ran to go there, and then Zazu went with them, but then they sung I Just Can't Wait to Be King. That is a great song. And then they ditch Zazu because Zazu got crushed by a hippo, I think. I think it was a hippo or something else, but he said, I beg your pardon, madam, but get off. And he went, Simba! Nola! That's what it sounded like. Then Nala and Simba wrestled, and Nala pinned Simba and then pinned him again. And then they took a look at the elephant graveyard. And then the elephant graveyard, they went out there and they were looking for something, and then they saw the elephant, and they said they wondered if their brains were still in there, and they said, I don't know. Let's go check it out. And Zazu said, wrong. The only checking out you will be is to check out of here. And then he said, Banana Beak is scared. It's Mr. Banana Beak to you. That's the way he said it because he's got a British accent. And he said, and now we're all in real great danger. And he said, danger? Huh. I walk on the wildlife. I laugh in the face of danger. Ha 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 ha! And then all the it's kind of a little bit cold, warm in here. So then, the funny thing is, they, so the hyenas come out and one's like, well, Bonsai, what have we here? I don't know, Shenzi, what do you think, Ed? That's what Ed sounded like. He said, just what I thought, a trail of trespassers, and quite by accident, let me assure you. And they said, wait, I know you. You're Mufasa's little stooge. And he went, aye, madam, and said something about being the king's something, and he said, and that would make you future king. You know what we do to kings who step out of their kingdom? You can't do anything to me. And Zazu said, unfortunately they can. We're on their land. They said, but Zazu, you told me they're nothing but slobbery, mangy, stupid poachers. X-Day on the Oopinstay. Who are you calling Oopinstay? And the funny thing is they're trying to run around, but they said, we love to have you for dinner. Yeah, we could have whatever's lying around. Hey, wait, I got one. Make mine a Cub sandwich. What do you think? So they run off and they're trying to run for their lives, but they didn't order the dinner to go. And they said, no, why? Because there it goes. And they run off. And then they start getting chased. Zazu gets in the birdie boiler and gets flung out. And then he chases Simba and Nala. Nala started falling down. And then Simba took a swipe at one in their face and clawed one of the hyena's faces, and then he went, rawr, rawr, rawr. That was it? Do it again. Come on in here. And that's when Mufasa comes and tackles all of them, and he said, oh. And he went, silence! And he went, okay, we're going to shut up right now. We're really sorry. If you ever come near my son again. He said, oh, this is your son. I didn't know that, did you? Oh, of course not. Did you? Ed? And he went, then they went, and then they ran off. That's like my brother's favorite part. Actually, in fact, my brother got me really interested in this movie. So I thought of buying it on DVD because we had it on VHS. And I thought it'd be better to have it on DVD. So then, that part was over. And then the funny thing is, so then, Mufasa kind of gives Simba a little pep talk about it and tells it he was disappointed in him, gave him a lecture, but then they teamed up. They were great again. And he said, you know what? What? I bet those hyenas were even more scared. Yeah, because no one messes with your dad. Come here. And then what happened was Scar sung Be Prepared to the hyenas and had the plan of killing Simba, Mufasa. So then, next day, he has a stampede, and then Simba starts to growl and goes, rawr, rawr, rawr. And he goes, rawr! And then he scared it off, and he was pleased, but then he notices all these little rocks are jumping, and then he looks uphill in shock, and then he ran because there was a stampede of antelope, I think. And it was caused by Scar and the hyenas. And then they ran for their life. Or he was running for his life. And then Zazu, or Scar told him. And then Mufasa ran down to save him. And then he got saved, but then Simba looked scared, and then he noticed that then he jumped up on a cliff, and Simba was all happy that he was surviving. But then Scar went like that and went, long. He went, brother, help me. Then he went, long live the king, and flung him off and let him get run over by all those antelope, which thus killing Mufasa, which kind of pissed me off. But in Long Live the King, they said it in like 23 languages. If that's still on YouTube, I will post it down into the description because I think you might find that interesting. And of course, Mufasa dies, so Simba runs away and never returns. He said run away and never return. That's what Scar said to him. And then the hyenas chased Simba, and then Simba ran through brambles, and then I think Bonsai got hit with brambles, and then he took some out and spit in some of the other hyenas' faces, and he said, you ever find us, you ever come after, you ever come back here, we'll kill you. And then he runs off. Simba finds his way somewhere, and then he's kind of knocked out, and I think vultures were going to peck at him, but Timon and Pumbaa went on and saved him. And basically they were probably like parents to Simba, and then they taught him to eat grub where they live, and where they live, like, welcome to our humble home. When they showed that was beautiful. And then they go to and then you hear Hakuna Matata, and when Simba's an adult too, and then you get back to what's his name? Zazu is singing like Nobody Knows My Sorrow, singing something with a little bounce in it. He's like, it's a small world after all. And the funny thing is, Scar's like, no, anything but that. Then he's like, I got a lovely bunch of coconuts. There they are in a row, or there they are in a pile. Big ones, small ones. I would never have to do this with Mufasa. What? What did you say? Nothing. You know the law. Never, ever say that name in my presence. I am the king. Yes, you are the king. And they said, and then he said, there was no food at all, so Simba, or no, not Simba. Whoops. One of the hyenas came in and told Scar about that, and then they wanted to eat Zazu, I think, but then they ran, but then they were told, Zazu said, I'm too tough. It was funny. It was really hilarious. So then you go back to Simba burping, and they're all saying about the scars being fireflies, but then balls of gas burning billions and billions of miles away. And then Timon said, and then Simba tells him what his dad said. You mean a bunch of royal dead guys are watching over us? And then they laughed about it. But then Simba felt hurt about his dad, and then he just fell. And then Rafiki found out that Simba was alive, and then later Nala is out there, and then she tries to eat Pumbaa, but then Timon tried to save him, but then what's his name? Simba tackled her, and then she pinned him, and he recognized her and said, Nala? And he said, Nala, is that really you? Who are you? It's me, Simba. And then they were all like, oh, it's great to see you, it's great to see you. Yeah, and then they move on, and then her and Simba get into a fight, bickering fight, and then Rafiki later comes to tell Simba what's going on. And I like Can You Feel the Love Tonight? I think I heard Brandon Johnson's mom used to sing that to him all the time. And then what I remember was Rafiki was out there going, I know who you are. I sent us a squashed banana. And it was funny. He said, what's that supposed to mean? And he said, it means that I'm a baboon, and you are not. And then he showed him that Mufasa lives in him. And honestly, one of my favorite scenes was when he said, remember who you are my son. When Mufasa says that to Simba, then he runs off, and he was shocked that the Pride Lands looked so awful. Then then Nala came to get Timon and Pumbaa, and then Timon said, hyenas. I hate hyenas. And then they lured them away, and then Mufasa's mom, fudge. Simba's mom got called up by Scar, and then she said, Scar, there's no food. And he said, I'm the king. If you think you're half the king Mufasa was, I'm 10 times the king Mufasa was. And striked him in the face, and he said, Mufasa, no, you're dead. And he said, Mufasa? No, it's me. Simba, you're alive. How can that be? And I think he said, it doesn't matter. I'm home now. Simba, I'm surprised to see you alive. And he looks up at the hyenas, and they're like, oh. So then he tells them to step down or fight, and then he said, you see them, pointing to the hyenas. They think I'm king. And then the lionesses went, well, we don't. Simba's the rightful king. The choice is yours, Scar. Either step down or fight. And then he got Simba to say that he was responsible for the death of Mufasa because he was down there when the antelope did the stampede. But then he said, this looks familiar. Here's my little secret. I killed Mufasa. And the flashback with Simba going, no, as a little kid, and he screamed out and went, murderer! Tell them the truth. Tell them? Alright, I did it. So they can hear you. I killed Mufasa. Then the fight breaks out. Like, the lionesses fight the hyenas fight Simba. Scar runs off. Rafiki comes to fight the hyenas. The funny part is when he's like, no. Then another hyena comes and went, no! And then they're all attacking everyone. Everyone's fighting, and then Timon got chased, and then they were gonna eat Timon and Zazu, but then Pumbaa came with his tusks and rammed him. Well, really, they said a lion or a hyena could kill a boar, but still a boar could use their tusks to chase him off. But really, it's just horrible when you hear a pig squeal. Yeah, it's sad. Even though I like to eat bacon and ham, I don't like to torture animals, but oh well. And if you're asking why do I eat meat, because I like meat, and don't contradict me. Don't say you're better than me just because I eat meat. That's what some people have said to me, that I'm a killer. And then Simba ran up to face Scar, and then he said the hyenas were the real enemy, and he said, run, Scar, run away and never return. Then he flung like fire or little things in Simba's face to burn his face, and then they got into a fight. Scar was winning, but then Scar lost, and then he got eaten by the hyenas, and he said, my friends? I thought he said we were the enemy. Yeah, that's what I heard. Ed? And then they all ate him, and then everyone bowed to Simba. He roared, and then they had a kid. Him and Nala had a kid named Kiara, I think, and and that's about the end. But great movie, great plot, great story, great music, great everything. This movie, 10 out of 10. Great movie. Watch it. Alright, thank you all. Happy 19th birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Lion King. Dear Lion King, happy birthday to you. Alright, thank you all for watching. Bye. Oh, and by the way, the voice actor that I liked the most was Jeremy Irons. And if you don't know what Jeremy Irons was in, he was in Aragon. He played Brom. And if you're gonna ask me what is Aragon was a piece of shit movie, but a great book. And Brom was Jeremy Irons was probably the only reason to watch that movie. If you won't watch it, just watch it for Jeremy Irons because he did a great job. And the rest, they had good voice actors like Matthew Broderick from like Inspector Gadget and other great movies. The Cable Guy with Jim Carrey. Yeah. And then you got James Earl Jones as Mufasa, he was the voice of Darth Vader, but there was a guy in the suit who was tall, but they said he didn't have the right kind of voice, so they gave James Earl Jones the voice because it would sound better. Nathan Lane was good, and so was Ernie Sabagla, who was Pumbaa. Yeah. Alright, so check this movie out. 10 out of 10 for The Lion King. It's a great time. No alcohol required to quote Jeremy Jahns. Alright, bye.